Joyce is like me in that she is a very caring person and she feels things very deeply. However, I think Joyce is a little more hesitant to confront unpleasant things. She has a lot of skeletons in her own closet that when things come up with her children, if she had the capability of being more honest with herself, probably red flags would go up for her very fast and she would take defensive action more quickly. But we all have those things that are just too much for us. But I tend to want to look under the bed and look at the monster rather than just pretend that everything is fine. I think that's probably the biggest difference between Joyce and me. In the story, Joyce and her husband, the family, is faced with the potential loss of one of their members. So at a very fundamental level, you're dealing with the loss of something, of someone who is very dear to you, someone that you love. And in performing the role in certain scenes and at certain points of the story, as an actor, you always use yourself, your own history and events from your own life. And so I felt that in order to play those scenes and that situation honestly, I had to go into some of my own dark places. And as I said, I don't really shy away from my dark places. So to go to the places where I have lost people that I love, and I don't want to give any spoilers for the movie, you may or may not ever get back.
Besides yourself, what celebrity would you like to see tackle this character?
I am probably dating myself terribly because probably all of the celebrities that the young'uns know now, I don't even know who they are. So back when I was a wee nipper kid and the celebrities from my day, I think Sally Field would be great in this role.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, I am dating myself, but she had that sweet veneer, but that kind of fierce, don't mess with me or mine thing going.
That's very nice. All right. Who should not come see this show or this movie?
If you are easily frightened, you should not come and see this movie. If you believe that certain institutions may have been infiltrated by those with ulterior motives, those of any species may have infiltrated certain institutions who do not necessarily have your best interest at heart, you should not come and see this movie. It is scary on a physical level. Of course, physical threats to us as living beings are real, but psychological threats are equally real, and that is perhaps one of the most disturbing parts of this film. When you leave the film, you will probably be saying to yourself, wow, I never saw that coming. This story has a lot of twists and turns, as any good story does. There will be plot twists. In this particular film, you won't see it coming. You will not see it coming. I think in terms of who is most like their character, the answer is probably Susan. There's a tie between Susan and Ethan, in my opinion. Susan really is a psychic, and she plays a psychic, and I didn't even realize she was a psychic, except I was talking to her on set. Oh, you're playing the psychic. No, I am a psychic. And I found out that she really does a lot of the things that she does in the movie, and her demeanor is actually very much like her film persona. However, Ethan has that, I don't mean to make any blanket statements about teenage boys, but it seems to be, I am so cool, I can deal with anything. Like, God, my little brother almost killed me because he seems like he's demonically possessed, and the mom and dad are so lame. And Ethan kind of gives off that vibe. I love you, Ethan. I love you.
That's great.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're on the right track.
I cannot agree or disagree.
Do you believe in aliens?
We live on a planet in the Milky Way galaxy, which I believe estimates are putting, we have between 200 and 400 billion stars just in this galaxy. And then about a dozen years ago, or 10 years ago, when Hubble went up, astronomers thought they were going to find about 200 billion galaxies in the universe. And they found 10 times that many that they could see. So we can see 2 trillion galaxies that we can see. That's as far as we can see. Beyond that, there's a lot more universe that we cannot see. So if you were just to look at odds, I think if you were to say with 2 trillion galaxies that we know of, each which have hundreds of billions of stars in them with however many solar systems and planets, I think the probability would be that there has to be some life on some of those planets, in some of those solar systems, in some of those galaxies. It would seem to me highly improbable if life evolved on only this one. Also, Homo sapiens, us, this animal with this brain, which is capable of things like abstract thought and language and manipulation of its environment and technological innovation. We have been around for roughly 200,000 to 300,000 years on this planet. Again, if you look out into those trillions of galaxies with billions and billions and billions of solar systems and planets, again, the odds would say to me, maybe it's probable that intelligent life evolved perhaps more quickly on other planets where the environment was more favorable to the evolution of intelligent life more quickly. So it is not the realm of fairy tale when you say perhaps that those beings, which probability just tells us are out there somewhere, may have the technology to come visit.
I should have had you as that guy that was sitting on the TV.
Now, was that the short answer or the long answer?
That's the short one.
Oh, no. I was going to say, I do believe there are aliens.
Okay, you want to ask again? Yeah. Sure, yes.
Alright, long one. I'll see you guys in an hour. Just kidding.
Cool. And last one. Just give us a little bit of your background of your acting career.
So Joyce in Alternate Ground is probably the biggest role that I've ever done, a lead role in a feature. It's a wonderful opportunity, and I was so thrilled to play her. My first film role ever, ironically, I was all of 17 years old, and it was a student film. And I played in a movie within a movie. I believe my IMDb credit is Girl in the Spaceship. So I was in the film within a film, which was supposed to be a bad 1950s science fiction B film. And we filmed it. I was abducted by an alien who happened, and this is set in the 1950s, so I had the little 1950s costume and the hair and the whole thing, and the alien was somebody in a gorilla suit. And then the spaceship that we used was actually 2 pie plates put together on a piece of fishing line. And so I have kind of come full circle from my humble beginnings in sci-fi films to Alternate Ground, which I am happy to say has slightly higher production values.
Nice. That's great.
You're going to edit this down to 2 minutes. You're going to use the good 2 minutes.